Hey guys, so I had a couple questions about how to get a little bit more familiar with the idea of sharing doTERRA, and wanted to address them just, I guess, in a more like group situation so that everybody can benefit and get a couple really good ideas. Um, Super short. I'm gonna chunk them together in like very easy kind of I really have 3/4 points. One that I'm going to start with after I share my screen. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and sharing screens. I don't know why. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Okay, so first I want to show you guys on the doTERRA website, there's a wealth of information. If you have, how about this? If you guys can commit 5 minutes a day, just say, while you're, I don't know, waiting for kiddos to pick them up, or, while you're, I don't know, pick something that you do that you have to be sitting there for, but you don't really have to pay a lot of attention for 5 minutes. And just take a second and scroll through the different options on the doTERRA website. I think you'll be really, really surprised at the wealth of information that is right there at your fingertips. So here on the main website, if you're going under advocates, that's you. If you are someone who is loving your wellness and wants to pass it on to others. So I would say one of the very best places to start is in the section called, well, I'm going to point out one thing first, ebooks, just in case you guys aren't yet aware of how many ebooks are available. The one for internal use is a particularly good one these days. I don't know if you guys have all been into, there's a lot of stuff online about how dangerous internal use of essential oils is. I am unscathed by some of the information coming out at the particular moment. I feel like the science definitely supports internal use, and I have seen some really great results from them. So I plan to keep using my essential oils internally and get the maximum benefit. And the reason why is, they are super powerful plant medicine. And when you're getting them in such a manner that they are the most tested, most trusted, the way that we do here at doTERRA only, it's different. So if you want to, I know I have, this particular one I have not printed off, but most of the ones that are in this ebook section under advocates and like you can just pick whatever it is about babies and kiddos, or about athletic use of essential oils, or about cooking with essential oils. Some of those I've printed off myself. Typically, it's the kind of thing where when it sends it to your printer, it's going to tell your printer to do front to back, and so it'll take like 8 pages to make the 18. So make the 16, 8 pages to make 16, so that you get front to back. So there's a lot of science behind this kind of stuff. So these ebooks are great so that they have like at a glance, which ones are considered safe for internal use, the French model versus some of the other, I think they have the German model as well, and their appropriate doses, how to get started, like which ones are too strong that you might want to be aware of and have an oil by oil dilution rate, and toxicity, what that would even look like, how to use them internally versus capsules versus direct versus cooking and baking. Okay, so you can see, like, they really tried to cover a lot of good stuff here. I know I'm scrolling through this kind of fast. It may or may not, if you're watching this on your phone, it may not be like, a good fit for you to try to look at it right here. But just know that there are a lot of resources available. So that's under advocates and under resources. And so you can look at a lot of really good stuff there under ebooks, advocates, resources, ebooks. There are some also really cool presentations. Sometimes, just click into a couple of these things, like presentations. What's that all about? Oh my goodness! You mean I can like already have something truly made up, and I don't even have to invent the wheel again. So, but another one I want to point you guys to is the under the training section. Take a look at the empowered success. Now, I went ahead and brought this up ahead of time. Well, actually, maybe should I go ahead and do it here anyway? I think I will. Okay, so under empowered success, you can click, and they have, they have a nice little video to kind of introduce what's going on this page. They have the thing that I want you, they actually do have a webinar training that you can take a look at as well, and to see if there's any events in our area. But the share guide here is really, really cool. So I went ahead and brought that one up ahead of time. If you don't already have one, it's free to download, and this can stay on your computer or your iPad or your phone or whatever, so you can kind of glance through it at your ease. There also is a way to buy a single one, a 10-pack, a 20-pack. They even have it in Spanish. Doterra really does a great job at getting us some information out there to all of us without us having to totally reinvent the wheel. So some things that I like about the share guide, if you're looking here right now, part of it is asking you to kind of make a decision about, are you here to, like, what motivates you specifically in sharing doTERRA? Is about empowering others, and for me, in my case, if you haven't already heard me talk about empowering, yep, that's me. Okay, some people are all about earning the rewards. That's a nice thing too. Creating income, yes, I'm also. So, kind of all of the above, but really it's empowering others. I really, really like the idea of the fact that I've found so many things that work for me, and I just kind of can't shut up about it, and I want to tell everybody. So, but in terms of, how do I do that in a way that doesn't feel awkward or feel salesy? So I like that they have 3 steps to invite. They talk about sharing an experience and asking if you're open to trying something natural. It's actually a really, really good phrase. You can start practicing that. The second thing, they give you like a really clear description of how this kind of conversation would go, when to follow up even, stuff like that. Inviting, the question is, are you open to learning more? Okay, so you share an experience and have that feel good and settle, like, with the person you're talking to. Then invite them if they're open to learning more. And then at that point, you can make the decision, should I plug them into something that Amanda already has going on? Should I have Amanda and I collaborate about doing something at my home? Should we gather, like 2 or 3 people at Panera and just do kind of like a 2-on-1 kind of a thing? There's a ton of ways to invite. A way that is not effective is mass email, mass text, or through Facebook. Those are not going to be yes, okay, occasionally if you have someone you don't actually have their number, so you reach out Facebook Messenger, yes, that's legitimate in most cases, but inviting all 97 of your friends or something like that, you're going to get nothing. No one's going to show up. So there is specific ways that can increase the possibility of you being able to not come out as being salesy. And some of those are the fact that you're going to pause and listen, and find something that works for the individual person and not just make it a mass thing. Different from throwing a party for creative memories, or throwing a party for Tupperware, or a party for 31, or a party. It's not the same kind of thing. Okay, so share an experience, invite to a presentation, remind them to come. This one actually is kind of a big one. I'm kind of surprised in the beginning. I did not always remember to do this. And then I would later, sheepishly check in with somebody oh, I noticed that you didn't come, and blah, blah, blah. Or I'd remind them after the start time, hey, I thought you were going to be able to check in here. And here's oh my gosh, I forgot, if I had known, and blah, blah, blah. So take a little bit of effort. If you have shared your experience and invited, go ahead and remind people as well, to get the full effect of having people arrive. And then also just know, most often only about half the people that you invite will actually come. So Okay, so they have some really great examples here about creating experiences, like getting oils on people and sharing that kind of experience and offering a sample. So there's a couple different, things that they suggest here as possibilities. I find many times you don't have to make it difficult. The whole idea sometimes is just getting like an oil on a person and causes them to like really become interested. Some sampling tips are personalized samples to target specific needs or interests. Focus on what you can easily help with. So here's another little bit of advice that I struggled with in the beginning and have started to move past. I used to feel like I had to be able to fix somebody's lupus or to fix somebody's fibromyalgia. And we all know that things like that are very complicated. Like a lot of it is dependent on, the nutrition levels, how many times they've had that flare up of lupus or something like that within the past several months. A lot of it depends on their environment, if there's mold around, if there's just a whole host of things. And so offering them like an essential oil, just the one, we know it's not really going to be able to like super duper help them. Now it may ease some certain aspect. For example, someone who gets a lot of soreness because of their fibromyalgia, we may not be able to take away their whole, issue and cause the whole flare up that has all the fatigue and all the sleep disturbances and all the other like drainedness of it. But we may be able to at least help some of the aches and pains with some deep blue or some peppermint or something. So go focus on something that you can easily help with. Oils that make a quick impact are wild orange, deep blue, lavender, peppermint. Those are some really good ones to start with. I do have a friend who may or may not be on this call. Melissa, I know you had shared a sample of Siberian fir because it seemed like the deep blue wasn't like super helpful or something like that. And so sometimes it can be a random one. Don't be afraid to try something that's a little out of the box, but don't get into the mindset that you have to fix somebody's like huge gargantuan problem. Okay, so I had to go ahead and do that. Oh, also supporting their experience. So what happens if I reached out to my friend and I told them that I could really help them with such and such, and I gave them a sample, and so three possibilities. One is they had a positive experience. It worked well, whatever it was, and so you can invite them to learn more. And then they mentioned here on the thing, there's a script on the following page. You could consider giving a larger portion of that as a incentive for them to come to the class, being like, you liked that? Very cool. Well, I'm going to get like a larger dram for you, and I'll have it waiting at my house at 6:30 when we're doing one of the roller bottle basics. So come on over, kind of thing. The second thing that could happen is they could have had either a negative experience or didn't really like seem to help them. You're like, oh, my headache was still there, or something like that. You can do two things. One is invite them to try a different sample, or also trying to kind of coach them through. This happens when you have like larger issues, which is where I kind of came from in the beginning. The fact that, okay, so you like in a super crazy flare up mode, you tried. So actually, this is one. Here's an example for you. So this friend of mine had issues with. It's recording. Am I allowed to say it? I don't know. An issue with some things around the exit hole having some enlargement and being uncomfortable and itchy, which sometimes happens when people get older or when they struggle with not being able to expel their waste properly, or sometimes during pregnancy because of other pressure. So these lumps and bumps that shouldn't be there, that are around the area that we pass wastes. All that to say, stupid one thing that I'm not supposed to say. So for this issue, I have loved cypress and geranium. Amazing. So I set up this little bitty little sample dram, and I put some cypress and some geranium in there, and I had it all ready, and I gave it to my friend because she's like, oh, good, because I like even the preparation H isn't helping me now, kind of thing. And so I was like, oh yeah, this stuff is great. Yeah, just just a drop is going to be really soothing. A little burns a little bit first, but it's so good. So I checked in with her about it, and of course, discreetly, we had to wait till we have a private conversation. But she was like, "Yeah, I don't really think that worked at all. It didn't seem to really give me much of an effect." Oh, okay. Well, how did you use it? Well, she said, I used a drop, just like you said, and I just put it on my finger and applied it after, cleaning everything or whatever. And it just didn't seem to do anything. And I'm like, you used a drop and it really didn't do anything? I was like totally floored. Well, so I didn't really know what to say at that time. We talked about some other things. And then like a week later, I saw her and was asking her about it again. Turns out she brought back the little bottle, and she showed me that the orifice reducer in this itty bitty little dram was making it so that when she was getting a drop out of it, it was like the equivalent of a fourth of the drop. Do you guys know about the orifice reducers and how they can like totally reduce the, anyway, so she was getting like this itty bitty little drop. Well, of course that's not going to do anything. Like, and I felt so bad. I'm like, oh, if I had just pursued that conversation beforehand, I could have really saved you, because she actually ended up having to have some more invasive things happen because of that. And I really honestly feel like I probably could have helped her through that. But anyway, so the idea is invest some time to find that solution to help them build their belief in the product. And oftentimes that means you may have to settle down with them and talk some things through. So you could have a positive experience, they could have a negative experience, and those are the two things to do in those situations. But then you often find people who just didn't really try the sample. Sometimes it's because they haven't really been super interested in the beginning, and may need some reminding. Or sometimes people like legitimately just misplaced it and they're looking for it frantically because they really want to find out how it works. But like, just invite them to try it again, and with a good attitude. And often what I also find helpful is to ask their permission to follow up in a few days, and that doesn't have to be awkward. That can just be like, oh man, okay, well, I'm super curious. So do you mind if I call you up and like on Tuesday and find out what you think? And making it very casual like that totally works. Okay, so those are some sampling tips, how to support the experience. I'm going to let you guys explore about sharing your story, and because that's going to take some time that you're going to need to go ahead and write some stuff down. I do recommend that you can either, kind of more or less have it basically memorized. I recommend people go ahead and try it in front of a mirror, or try it on your kids, or try it something, like with a person, so that you get used to forming the words. Because even if you think about it ahead of time, you'll find like the awkwardness of it gets, underscored, or gets fixed when you are practicing it. Okay. So depending on how you want to do things, if you're doing a one-on-one, or inviting people to a class, whether it's live or online, you and I can talk through what that would actually look like. I don't know that you necessarily have to worry about that part right now, but I do like that they put on here a timeline that's kind of like to kind of see, like, this does go through several days. This isn't crazy in terms of having all be in one conversation and feeling like super depressed, like, oh, that didn't go well. I guess I'm not going to get anybody to have their own account with me. All right, so sharing the experience on day 1, following up and inviting to learn more on day 3, for example. And setting that out for like say like 7 days out is the actual class. So day 8 you're going to do a 48-hour reminder, and then on the day you'll also do a reminder a couple hours beforehand. And then when you actually have the class, say for example they do decide that that's the right time for them and they do want to get their own account, well, awesome. Go ahead and help them enroll, which I will show you guys how to do shortly. And then you're going to also want to follow up to do a lifestyle overview. If they decide they have to talk to hubby or something like that for some reason, then day 11, within 24 hours, is a really good time, in most cases, to go ahead and just check in. Hey, I know you were super interested in getting some oils sent your way because I know your daughter's really struggling with, things for that time of the month. What did you figure out? What can we work out to be able to get those oils into your hands sooner rather than later? And just, making it something about helping them often really, really helps. And then also, the lifestyle overview after the kid arrives. So, so trust the process. It's going to take a little bit of time, but building that relationship and doing it the right way and not making people feel rushed is going to be pretty important. Okay, so they go through a couple things here about your part in the presentation. We're going to skip that for right now. That could be like a whole different class. And the idea behind changing more lives in terms of what that means for you with your fast start bonus and building a power of 3 and some residual income. I'm going to skip those for right now. Okay, so that was the share PDF. And remember, you get to that by looking under the advocate section and the what was it? Advocates training, empowered success, and that's where you'll find the different guides. You can also look at some of the other ones. They have ones that are for I'm trying to think now. Maybe I should go ahead. So I think is it the train guide you guys would go for? Or maybe it's, launch. It would probably be launch or build would be some really good ones. So this is in terms of if you are someone who says, I need to go ahead and make this not just a hobby, but a business, and you want to go ahead and get like some real income, not just get your oils paid for, but also, like a little bit of extra spending money, then launching to Elite would be a great thing. You guys can let me know if you want some additional training. I do have other resources I can plug you into for that. All right. Okay, so that is the share guide. I also want to have you, so the next thing I want to share with you is about the Share Success coaching call. So if you jump on Google and type in Share Success, you're going to come up with a page. I actually went it to the whole other thing. Let me see if it'll go back now so you can see what it will look like. Okay, so this is the Share Success page, and you see Natalie and Andy Goddard. They're not actually even the founders of Doterra. They're just, some people who are up on our line. And so in the quick links section, you'll find a lot of really good stuff. The FAQs are fantastic. Leader support is great too. But I suggest you guys go to the one that's called Success Coaching Call. So if you are someone who, like, when you do your dishes or when you're folding laundry or something like that, if you like to have something kind of going in the background, this is for you. I have really, really loved the different calls that I've been able to kind of, clue into. They have it with, there's a Facebook Live, so you can go to, I think it's just, if you search Share Success on Facebook, it'll bring this up. But I like that they have it here on this extra page, just like regular website. Click into whatever it is, okay, so I'm going to do like the one for December 19th, for example. So it's if you want to attend it live so that you can ask questions, it's fantastic. Like seriously fantastic. Part of the whole reason that I like, oops, I guess I must have clicked the wrong one. Let me go back. December 12th, maybe. Oh, Uh-oh, I must be doing something wrong. It's not coming up. Okay, well, I'm going to keep trying to, okay, so it has on iTunes, Stitcher, and an RSS feed as well. I wonder if that's something that I'm supposed to be. Okay, so here's an example of one that does work. One of the things that I like most about this is Tiffany Peterson. If you guys haven't heard me talk about her before, she is fantastic.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm going to pause that there so it doesn't speak over me. But these are ones that you can download into your phone, listen to. Most of them are exactly an hour, maybe like 59 minutes or an hour and 2 minutes or something. They all hover around the 1 hour mark. Definitely listen to them. There's a couple of them I've actually listened to several times. The thing that I love about both Andy Goddard and, well, I guess Natalie as well. She's on the these recordings a little bit less, but Tiffany Peterson and Andy Goddard, they really do embody a lot of what I think is so fabulous about the doTERRA culture. And so when people approach them with questions about like, I can't believe my friend is blah blah blah, and they're really good at, in a super positive way, affirming the concern that the person who's calling in has, but also, just really casting a lot of light into the whole situation to help somebody, flip their mindset basically, to be something that is definitely more attractive to people and is going to be a long-term solution. They're really good to like sometimes you get like little bickerings for them. Then she stole my person, and I can't believe because that enrollment was supposed to be mine, and stuff like that. And when people kind of get into this mindset of bickering and the scarcity kind of thing, they are just really, really positive about, saying like we need to address this as like a real conversation and to seek resolution between the people. It's not about who's right. Like, okay, well, the facts say it should have been your enrollment, not hers, or whatever. They're not concerned with that at all. It's really about relationship. And I just have really enjoyed the integrity that I see coming out of these recordings. So I hope you'll listen to this. So Share Success is where you can search on Facebook to access the live videos that are now recorded, or Share Success on the regular website. And then during the, what are we calling it? It was like quick, what was it? Quick, I forget now. Quick links. Okay, so quick links with the success coaching call. So those, that's a really easy way to find that. And those, again, those are archived as well, so you can look back to even ones that are from like 3 years ago. Sometimes it's fun. In the beginning, when I was learning about this, I would just, look up ones on special dates, like ones that were aired on my birthday or, something like that. And sometimes it's really cool to get some nice little nuggets from there. You can also click in to get a reminder text before the call. So say, as it happens to be Wednesday, and I think it starts at what would be 9:30 in the morning, I think it must be. No, it starts at 8:30 in Mountain Time, and so then it passes into Central. So for our time here in Orlando, it's 10:30 is when they actually started. I think, is that right? Anyway, but they'll send you a reminder about 30 minutes beforehand so that you can, get things squared away to be able to listen to it live, or if you want to, ask a question, you can jump in that way. So I found that to be very, very helpful, especially the whole mindset issue. Okay, so the doterra.com and the resources there, let that kind of be, maybe more on the cerebral skill enhancement and just kind of knowing what's available for you. But the success coaching calls that you can listen to, in the background when you're doing other stuff and whatnot, I have really, really liked, of course, some of the mindset things. And of course, they give you some logistics and stuff, things like that there too. Okay, so share success and the share guide on Doterra website. I also needed to show you one more thing. So if you're, okay, so I wanted to show you the link generator. That ended up being a question that Natalia gave me. So I think, who else? Yeah, Natalia was the one who asked me about this one specifically, so I'll go ahead and do this. On Google, if you can't find it any other way, just go to Google and say link generator Doterra. And what's going to come up is this page here that looks like this. And I'm going to type in my member ID, which is 1103998. And I select my state, which is the United States of America. And I'm going to say for example, I really want somebody to know something about, let's say I want them to know, I'll take Melissa's example, right? She had to offer somebody some Siberian fur. And so I will generate the link right here, and here it is. And I can copy the link, and I can do several things with it. Well, I guess I can actually email it directly as well. But when I have it copied and then I want to pop over into my email, I can type out something that's like, as I'm just sending this to my dad. Let's say info on Siberian fur, and of course I'll just I'll write a little bit of something like, I know you wanted something about Siberian fur because I was telling you how good it works for muscles and joints and blah blah blah. So here's a quick link to it. Paste it in, and finish doing your own thing. Hit send. Part of the cool thing about that is when it comes up on their end, let's see, I think they have it here for test link, so you can click in to make sure like what it is. So notice here, it says enamored with nature up here. So if you're Natalia, or if you're Heather, or if you're Pete Krug, or whoever it is you are, it'll have you up here with instead of me, and it's going to be so that they're like, yeah, oh man, I love this. Oh, okay, Woody scent, yeah, all right, diffuse, feel easy breathing, calm my emotions, grounding. Okay, cool. All right, I want to go ahead and get one of those. Sign me up. Okay, so now if I complete the purchase on this page, it will be doing a retail sale on my particular website, so that I'm getting 25% of whatever was just being bought by that neighbor or whoever it is. The same thing can happen when we're looking, say someone's talking about enrolling and they're really excited to get started, but they're not super tech savvy, and they're not the kind of person that's going to go jump on and try to find their thing and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and generate a link for an enrollment. Let's see. So you see here now it has for create an account. We're going to test this link real quick, and again, we can always email it to the next person. So you see it took them right here to this page so that it's all set for them to go ahead and go through and put in all of their info, click through, order whichever kit. They didn't have to search for anything. They're just following the link. This also happens to be able, you can get to this link generator thing on your phone as well. So you can text it to people or Facebook message the link to people. If you're not sure how to do that exactly, I can get with you on your phone and help you with that too. But I felt like that was really great, especially because another thing that I think you ought to know about is you can send education as well, right? So say somebody is, wanting to know about bedtime for kids, for example. And you really need to see what that would look like to be able to send them something. Top products, right? You don't even have to think through like, well, I don't know, does this one really get, it's all here. Like got the lavender peace, petitgrain, serenity, rum and chamomile, right? So they have some really, and then as entire, you know, like write up about this. They even have things about videos that, which apparently my settings are not sub, and links to other content like the essential oils and sleep book. So very easy to just like, oh my goodness, that's a problem for you. Oh, well, let me send you a little something about it. And when you send it to them, they already have everything. You don't have to pre-assemble it. So this link generator is saving you a bunch of time. So go in and explore that as well. Okay, so the 3 things that we covered. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing here because I got to go ahead and finish this up. So the 3 things that we covered were the doTERRA website. Take a minute and explore it because you'll be really, really amazed how much free information. doTERRA is so good at getting education out to just regular people. You'll notice that all of that first part, we didn't even have to sign in. You don't even have to have, so anybody can take a look at that. They're not restricting the information they're putting out there. And it's high quality information. Anybody can print off one of the ebooks. Anybody can take a look at how to use, you know, all that kind of stuff with no problem. So use it as a resource. Get to know what's on that doterra.com page. Number 2, the Share Success. Highly recommend going to listen just for mindset stuff. Get it in the back of your mind. They do, I mean, there's other great YouTubes that I can point you onto as well. But as a habit, why not say, okay, like once a week, I'm going to go ahead and listen to this call. And it's like it's an hour of my time, and it's the kind of thing that you can download and listen to other times if you can't do Wednesday at 10:30. And then the 3rd thing is get familiar with that link generator, because now that you know it's there, next time somebody says, oh, what's that you're putting in your water? Slim and Sassy? I've never heard of that. Oh, are you interested in some, you know, metabolic support right now? Like, let me go ahead and send you some stuff. Can I send you something through Facebook Messenger? Can I send you through blah, blah, blah? So get their permission, send them something, and then follow up. Ask them if they, like, say, for example, you're sending some info about Slim and Sassy, and they're like, wow, that sounds like it's really good. I was reading about it. It sounds great. Awesome. You know, Amanda's doing a class. Why don't you come with me? We'll go together. Or why don't we set up a little, you know, coffee date with so-and-so, or let me get you a sample and see what you like. So, so say that all happens really well and it goes well. The last thing I want to show you is when you are on, oh wait, hang on a second. Oh, I don't think I shared my screen. You guys can't see what I'm doing anyway, can you? And now I can't find you. I have too many tabs open. Where was I? Post attendee, share. Oh, wait, you're probably down here. Okay, I found you again. All right. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again before I end. And, nope, that wasn't it. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay, you'll have to be patient with me trying to find my right thing here. I need that. Okay, wait. I guess it's this one. Okay, oh, right, so, oh, this is my problem. I couldn't do my little thing. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see on your page when you have enrolled, you'll see a little down arrow next to your name, which mine says the name with nature. Yours will, you know, say you're Maria or Victoria or whoever. Okay, so account profile, my orders, my back office, and then there's enroll new member. So all you do, if someone's like, yes, I need to go ahead and get me some oils, you click on enroll new member, which is right under the Enamel with Nature thing. What's nice about that is, even though it is kicking you off to continue your enrollment, it's kind of like, you know, sending you a little bit of a different page, but that's okay. So you'll click through. Yes, you want English. That part's, you know, fairly easy as of now. So when you fill out those fields, you notice because you had signed in first, this automatically pops up that, you know, a doTERRA member at Enamor with Nature in Orlando, Florida. Now, sometimes if it doesn't pop up, you just have to kind of know what your little number is. You know, like I said, mine's 11039998. I happen to have it memorized now. Yours is probably some little 7 or 8 digit number that's you know, doesn't make sense, and you know, it just gets plugged in like that. So that's the super easy way, is just go to your own website, sign yourself in, click on the down arrow, and then yeah, just follow the prompts. I mean, it really is just that easy. Okay, I'm going to stop my share and tell you guys that I really have honestly enjoyed chatting through all of this. Hope it's super useful for you. Quick review is link generator doTERRA. That's all you have to Google. It'll pop up for you. doTERRA website, exploring especially the resources and training opportunities there. And then the third thing is share success, whether you do it through the website and look at the success coaching call, or if you go through share success on the Facebook page where you can watch the live videos there. But those are 3 fantastic resources, and I want you guys to like seriously become familiar with them, because the more education that comes in, the more like mindset work that you guys can do, the less awkward it's going to seem. And that's what, you know, each of you who's talked to me about sharing essential oils with others has said, you know, I just don't want to seem salesy. I don't either, but I think people know my heart when I share with them, and part of that is I'm familiar enough with how things go, and so I think people can tell I'm sharing from a place of genuinely wanting to help somebody, not so much for the financial gain part, but I really honestly do think I have something very special, and I think anybody can have it. It's just this tool in my toolbox. And I think everybody needs a tool like mine. And because it's not even expensive to get, I don't even feel bad for pointing them to the right direction. So hope y'all enjoyed this. I am planning to continue doing some additional calls like this, probably make it available for people to ask questions if you like. And yeah, so until I see y'all next, I hope you have a fantastic evening, and we'll catch you on the other side. And remember to oil up and win.